The following question is about the periodic table. The question states that which statement explains why the chemical properties of sodium and potassium are similar. So the similarity of the chemical properties of sodium and potassium, both sodium and potassium are in group 1. Remember, in a periodic table, if the elements belong to the same group, then the outer electronic configuration is the same, and a lot of their chemical reactions are also pretty much the same. So for example, sodium and potassium belong to group 1, which means that they are metals, but they are very highly reactive metals, and they are soft. They can be cut with a knife. Plus, they have relatively low melting and boiling points compared to the two other metals, and they are also low density. So all these properties of elements within a group, they are going to be similar. So the reason why the chemical properties are the same is that they are in the same group of the periodic table. So option A is the correct option. So for example, elements that belong to group 2 are going to have they're going to show similar properties. Elements that belong to group 7, they're going to show similar chemical properties. Remember, they are in the same period of the periodic table. The period does not, the only thing constant in a period, or the only thing common in a period of the periodic table is. So just to clarify my point, I've opened a periodic table. So this horizontal rows, they are called periods. So the only thing common in a period of the periodic table is the number of shells. For example, this is the first period. So any element in the first period is going to have just one shell. Any element that belongs to the second period is going to have 2 shells. Any element in the third period is going to have 3 shells. So the only thing that's common in a period is the total number of shells. But the chemical properties can be vastly different. For example, on the left hand side you have metals. On the right hand side of the period you have non-metals. Their behavior, their chemical properties, their physical properties, they're all going to differ. But these are groups. So elements that belong to a group, the first thing is that their outer electronic configuration or the valence shell is going to be similar. For example, any element that's in group 1, it's going to have just one valence electron. Any element that's in group 2, it's going to have 2 valence electrons. Any element that's in group 3, it's going to have 3 valence electrons. Plus, their chemical properties and their physical properties are also going to be very, very similar. Any element in group 7, they're always going to gain 1 electron to form a negative ion. They're all non-metals, and a lot of the reactions are going to be very similar. So we were talking about sodium and potassium. They're both in group 1. So the reason why they have similar chemical properties is because they belong to the same group in the table. And when it comes to option C, they are soft and can be cut with a knife. Although this statement is true, but this is a chemical property, and they also have similar melting points. So that is also true. That's a chemical property, but that is not the reason why their chemical properties are similar. So the correct option is option A. They are in the same group of the periodic table.